Hi students, my name is Sagar Pandya and we are back with the 7th chapter of our history syllabus, 12th standard Maharashtra State Board, Decolonization to Political Integration in India. Let's start. We started learning about colonialism. What is colonialism? Colonialism matlab imperialism, domination of an undeveloped nation by a developed nation. Of an undeveloped nation like India by a developed nation like Britain. So, domination of an undeveloped nation by a developed nation by making a colony there is called as imperialism. But here we started learning in the last chapter about the Indian independence movement. So, Indian independence movement mein we started learning about non-cooperation movement, civil disobedience movement and quit India movement. So India got independence, but after independence also बचा there were certain parts जहाँ पे इंडिया में इंडिपेंडेंस नहीं मिला था. So उनको कैसे हम लोगों ने इंडिया का फेडरेशन में इंक्लूजन दिया, दैट वी आर गोइंग टू लर्न इन दिस ब्यूटिफुल चैप्टर. चैप्टर का नाम डीकोलोनाइजेशन टू पॉलिटिकल इंटीग्रेशन ऑफ इंडिया. So decolonization is the process of ending the colonial rule and handing over the political and administrative power to local people by the colonialists. The colonialists are the rulers who came to India by leaving their own country and capturing or making colony here. Opposition to colonialism, struggle for independence, and the nations under colonization regaining their independence are the three main traits or three main stages of decolonization process. So India became independent on 15th of August 1947. However, at that time there existed several princely state in India. बहुत सारे ऐसे princely state थे जहाँ पे king's rule चल रहा था, right? Which were ruled by hereditary rulers generation to generation under British suzerainty. Suzerainty मतलब sovereignty under British rule. These states were given the choice to decide whether to accede, that is to be a part of India or not. If these states had decided against it, then it would have become very difficult to create Indian Union. And that is why, अगर वो लोग part नहीं बन रहे हैं, so it was our responsibility to convince them. Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, the first deputy prime minister and the home minister of our country, pursued most of the rulers of these states in favor of acceding to India, that is becoming a part of India, so that political integration of India could be possible. मतलब political integration लाना ज़रूरी था. Why? Because politically intact रहेगा तभी India as a country देख सकते हैं. So in this lesson we are going to learn, we are going to take a brief review of these events. Then started decolonization process. So decolonization to political integration of India came across. किसने स्टार्ट किया था? The first deputy prime minister. कौन था? सरदार वल्लभ भाई पटेल. That is the home minister. When India gained independence, there were more than 600 princely states of various sizes. Their political integration, that is political inclusion, was the biggest challenge faced by the leaders of independent India. इसके लिए there was political awakening in the princely state as well because of non-cooperation movement which came across. तो वहाँ से लेके यहाँ तक जितना भी changes लाना था, जितना भी inclusion करना था, वो यहीं पे करना था. So सरदार वल्लभ भाई पटेल handled the situation with great skill and with great tactic. He took a conciliatory approach and won the confidence of the rulers of these states. That is conciliatory approach मतलब reconciliation करना, मतलब हम लोग एक तरह से समझौता करेंगे जहाँ पे दोनों का फायदा होगा. So with the exception of Junagadh, Kashmir and Hyderabad, these three states remaining all responded positively, but ये तीनों ने accept नहीं किया to the appeal for merging in India. Later Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel adopted a stern policy, a firm policy, and resolved the problems of accession of those states who were unwilling to accede. So let us understand Junagadh, Hyderabad and Kashmir में ऐसा क्या changes लाए हम लोग. It was princely state in Saurashtra, Junagadh, Gujarat. The people of this state were ready to accede to India while its Nawab of Junagadh wanted to merge in Pakistan. So वहाँ पे the common people opposed the Nawab's decision and वहाँ पे नवाब को बोला तू जा पाकिस्तान, हम लोग इंडिया में रहेंगे. सो द नवाब escaped to Pakistan and in February 1948 Junagadh merged with India. Next, Hyderabad. Hyderabad freedom struggle started by this time. Now Hyderabad was the largest amongst the princely states in India. It comprised of Telugu, Kannada एंड मराठी रीजनल सेक्शन. मतलब 3 लैंग्वेज बोलने वाले एक साथ हैदराबाद में थे. सबका अलग अलग पर्सपेक्टिव था, बट रूलर एक. कौन? निजाम. It was ruled by Nizam and he put restrictions on the civil and political rights of his subjects to a great extent. मतलब restriction डालना चालू किया लोगों के ऊपर, irrespective of whatever language you are speaking. To fight against the suppressive policies of Nizam, people of this state established various organizations, namely Andhra Parishad in Telangana, Maharashtra Parishad in Marathwada, Karnataka Parishad in Karnataka. Swami Ramanand Tirtha led Hyderabad freedom struggle skillfully with the help of loyal workers of these 3 organizations. He founded the Hyderabad State Congress and gave a great momentum to the struggle of Hyderabad's accession. So, the Hyderabad State Congress passed a resolution in favor of Hyderabad's merger with India. मतलब उन्होंने स्वामी रामानंद तीर्थ ने क्या बोला? We are in favor of merger with India. But this was opposed by Nizam. For the fear of losing his hold, he was willing to join Pakistan. The people were in favor of India while the ruler was in favor of Pakistan. Finally, Qasim Rizvi, who could exercise considerable influence over Nizam, found an organization called as Razakar. क्या नाम था? Razakar. Qasim Rizvi also and his organization practiced many atrocities against the people who were fighting for democracy. Nizam was adamant on his policies. He was very firm कि मैं changes नहीं लाने दूंगा. He was adverse to any negotiations and closed all channels of mediation. Ultimately, मतलब जहाँ पे समझौता हो सके वो सब channels उसने close कर दिए. Ultimately, the Indian government launched a police campaign against Nizam. This campaign was named as Operation Polo. क्या नाम था? Operation Polo. On 17th of September 1948, Nizam finally surrendered and Hyderabad state was merged with India. Next issue, the Kashmir issue. Hari Singh, the ruling king of state of Kashmir, had decided neither to join India nor Pakistan after India's independence. However, Pakistan had plans to annex, that is capture Kashmir to its territory. Therefore, Pakistan began pressurizing King Hari Singh कि भाई तुम इंडिया का, अरे तुम पाकिस्तान का पार्ट बनो, तुम पाकिस्तान का पार्ट बनो तो हम लोग सो एंड सो इतना फ़ायदा तुम्हारा करा के देंगे. ऑन 22nd of October 1947 इतना प्रेशराइज कर दिया, इतना फोर्सफुलीनेस उन लोगों ने, इतना स्ट्रॉन्ग तरीके से पाकिस्तान ने उसके ऊपर प्रेशर डाला था दैट एट द एंड ऑफ द डे वहाँ पे आर्म्ड इंट्रूडर्स आ गए. मतलब आर्म्ड रिबेलियन स्टार्ट हुआ विच अटैक्ड कश्मीर फ्रॉम पाकिस्तान बॉर्डर. अभी किंग हरी सिंह के पास तो कोई ऑप्शन नहीं था और इंडिया तो वेट कर रहा था. इंडिया क्यों वेट कर रहा था? बिकॉज कोई ऐसा टाइम आए जब भी किंग हरी सिंह हमारे पास आए हेल्प लेने के लिए एंड वी विल बी देयर फॉर हिम, ऑफ कोर्स. So King Hari Singh, who wanted to maintain independent status, asked India for help. On 27th of October 1947, he consented to merge Kashmir in India and officially submitted the agreement, that is Instrument of Accession. जहाँ पे with respect to Indian government, the Indian army was sent for Kashmir's protection. It captured a significant portion of Kashmir's territory that was acquired by the armed intruders from Pakistani border. However, they managed to keep their hold on some portion. So, in 1948, India presented the Kashmir issue in United Nations. Thus, Kashmir issue became an international issue. Even the United Nations could not persuade Pakistan to withdraw their troops from the territory of Kashmir, occupied by them. However, the National Conference Party decided on plebiscite. Plebiscite मतलब people's vote. So plebiscite किया, people's voting किया to solve the issue and to accede Kashmir to India. So finally, Kashmir became a part of India. The constitution of Jammu and Kashmir was drafted, and since then, Jammu and Kashmir has become an integral part of Republic of India. It was accorded a special status under Article 370, जो अभी recently हम लोगों ने देखा ना कि बैन हुआ था वो. Next part that we are going to learn, दादरा एंड नगर हवेली. तो फर्स्ट हम लोगों ने देखा मर्जर में डिफिकल्ट कौन सा हुआ था, 3 पार्ट हुआ था. फर्स्ट वन हैदराबाद, सेकंड कश्मीर, थर्ड जूनागढ़. उसके बाद नाउ वी आर गोइंग टू स्टार्ट विद दादरा एंड नगर हवेली. नाउ दादरा एंड नगर हवेली आर लोकेटेड इन द इंटीरियर पार्ट्स ऑफ गुजरात कोस्ट. It is on the northern banks of river Daman-Ganga. It was a part of Portuguese dominion, that is Portuguese ruler थे वहाँ पे, and they were not ready to leave that. So it was under the administration of Portuguese governor, खुद उधर था. It was anticipated that after India's independence, the Portuguese would hand over these regions to India and quit, but they did not. So, however, they did not do so. Therefore, the local people in Dadra and Nagar Haveli rose against the Portuguese. The organization, namely United Front of Goans, क्या नाम था? United Front of Goans, Azad Gomantak Dal, came together and planned a campaign to free these regions from the Portuguese rule. In the year 1954, Francis Mascarenhas, क्या नाम था? Francis Mascarenhas, Vimal Sardesai, the leaders of Azad Gomantak Dal, intensified the struggle with fierce protestations. People captured Nagar Haveli. The other organizations like United Front of Goans took hold on Dadra. Rashtravadi Mukti Sena, a branch of Azad Gomantak Dal, took over Naroli, Pimparia and some part of Silvassa. लोकल पुलिस स्टेशन एंड एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव ऑफिसेज वर अटैक. ऐसा सिचुएशन आ गया था जहां पे पोर्चुगीज ये साइड पे भी नहीं जा सकता था, दूसरे साइड पे भी नहीं जा सकता था. मतलब एक साइड पे आग था, दूसरे साइड पे कुआं था, जाए तो जाए कहाँ. हम लोगों ने सभी जगह से सराउंड कर रखा था. Here, the local police stations and administrative officers were also attacked. So public unrest reached such extent that the Portuguese army had to beat a retreat. The Portuguese captain Fidalgo surrendered and the government of India appointed K.G. Badlani, क्या नाम था? K.G. Badlani, to bring about a change, to bring about normalcy in the administration in these areas. According to the agreement with the Indian government, the region of Dadra and Nagar Haveli was merged with India on 2nd of August 1954. Vishwanath Lavande, Rajabhau Wakankar, सुधीर फडके, नाना साहेब काजरेकर, नीलूभाव लिमाये, वसंत जांजाले and many others participated in this struggle. In 1961, Dadra and Nagar Haveli were given the status of Union Territory. Union Territory matlab it will be under the control of Indian government. Next part that we are going to learn, Goa. The movement of liberating Goa, that is Goa को freedom देने के लिए from the Portuguese rule, मतलब गोवा में भी Portuguese rulers थे, had begun during the independence period or during the independence time only, before the independence time. In 1928, Goa Congress Committee was founded in Mumbai. Dr. T.B. Kunha was the president of this committee, and in 1929, Goa Congress Committee became an integral branch of Indian National Congress. In 1939, posters with Quit Goa slogans were posted all over Goa. Francis Mascarenhas, the president of United Goan Front, unfurled the Indian flag in Goa. In 1946, under the leadership of Dr. Ram Manohar Lohia, the movement of civil disobedience was launched in Goa. That is, to remove Portuguese rule from Goa. Dr. Lohia was arrested and was deported from Goa. He was removed, मतलब वहाँ से जाने के लिए he was into exile, कोई और दूसरे स्टेट में भेज दिया गया था. Dr. D.B. Kunha, Purushottam Kakotkar, Dr. Ram Hegde, Dr. P.P. Shirodkar and Gopal Mayekar were arrested for participating in Satyagraha at Madgaon. Dr. Kunha was imprisoned for 8 years. Just imagine, 8 साल तक imprisonment था. He was sent to a prison in Portugal. Later, after returning to India, he started publishing 2 newspapers, namely Azad Goa and Swatantra Goa. After India's independence, the movement for liberating Goa took roots in Maharashtra. In 1954, Goa Vimochan Sahayak Samiti. कौन सा समिति? Goa Vimochan Sahayak Samiti. Which year? 1954. Important fill in the blanks है, 1 mark के लिए आएगा. Was founded at Pune. Keshav Rao Jede, N.G. Gore and Jayant Rao Tilak took on the responsibility of directing the movement. Some groups who volunteered for the cause of Goa's liberation marched to Goa under the leadership of N.G. Gore and Senapati Bapat. One group of those volunteers unfurled the national flag of India on the fort of Panaji, that is Panji. There were a number of other eminent people who participated in the Goa liberation movement. It included people like Pandit Mahadev Shastri Joshi, Shirubhau Limaye, Peter Alvarez had a great contribution along with female revolutionaries like Sudha Joshi. The contribution of Mohan Ranade in this struggle is very significant. He systematically began anti-Portuguese propaganda in Goa. With the help of Azad Gomantak Dal, he also started armed struggle against the Portuguese. During an attack on a police station, he was shot and got injured. Portuguese during this attack, this was a very crucial attack, and during an attack on police station he was shot, and ऐसा बोला जाता है that Portuguese government kept him in jail till 1972, and that was a very big blow to the Goan independence movement, or I would rather say anti-Portuguese movement. Acharya P.K. Atre used the daily newspaper Maratha, published by him, as a platform for supporting the movement. The strong public sentiments in the matter of Goa's liberation moved Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru to act on it. A mission was planned under the code name Operation Vijay. Indian army descended in Goa to accomplish the mission, to capture this particular mission. This army was helped by local civilians as well. They showed the army the places where the Portuguese had planted landmines. The Portuguese surrendered within 48 hours, and on 19th of December 1961, Goa became a part of Indian Republic. The foreign rule of 450 years finally came to an end. Next, Puducherry. When India got its independence, Puducherry was still a French colony. There prevailed a general notion among the Indian mindset among Indians that departure of the Britishers from India would send a signal the Portuguese and the French to leave India on their own. However, it was very difficult for them. It was practically impossible because उन लोगों को raw material से बहुत फ़ायदा मिल रहा था. So the dispersed region including Puducherry, Karaikal, Mahe, Yenam and also Chandranagar in West Bengal were ruled by the French. The French government was unwilling to surrender these regions, and the regions of Puducherry got united under the leadership of V. Subbiah, a communist politician and a trade unionist. Taking a serious note of this happening in the Puducherry, the government of India strongly demanded that the French government return the Indian regions held by them. So, in June 1948 एक bilateral agreement साइन किया दोनों के बीच में जहाँ पे दोनों का फायदा होगा. Thus, it became possible to resolve the Puducherry issue by the way of negotiations. Public movements and the governmental actions came across. In the year 1949-50, after a positive public poll, Chandranagar was merged in the Indian Republic. But later on 13th of October 1954, by a bilateral agreement between Indian government and the French government, the minutes of the merger process were drafted. The vote in the Legislative Assembly, that is Vidhan Sabha, and the Municipal Corporation, that is local self-government, was in the support of accession. Finally, विधान सभा कुछ नहीं कर सका, मतलब वहाँ पे पॉजिटिविटी आ गया. दूसरे लोकल सेल्फ गवर्नमेंट में भी पॉजिटिविटी आ गया. Finally, on 1st of November 1954, all French colonies in India were merged in India. In 1962, the French Parliament approved of the bilateral agreement, and in 1963, Puducherry was declared as Union Territory of India. That is, what is the difference between Union Territory and a state? State मतलब जहाँ पे state government रहेगा, and Union Territory मतलब it will be under the control of the central government. Clear? So that is a small difference between state and Union Territory. Under the leadership of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru and Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, the princely state of India were acceded to India and became integral part of Indian Republic. Thus, the process of political integration of India was completed. So finally, dear students, in the next lesson we are going to review about fights which resulted into war. And this time it is not war, it is world war. This time it is not only one world war, there are two world wars. So we are going to review about world wars and what was the condition of India during world wars. Stay tuned, like, share, comment and subscribe to the channel. Bye bye.